I'm totally cool if you eat while I'm training from here on out. Is that cool? Just chew with your mouth closed and take notes when I ask you to. Is that cool? Can I get a yes? Everyone's good? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, go. So this next part, as you pull out your notebooks, I want you to write down. Ready? Consumer psychology, or if you don't want to try and figure out how to spell psychology, it's not that hard. You can write down think like a customer, either one. Okay, consumer psychology or think like a customer. And actually my slide here, I want to start. My goal in this next part of training is to help you understand how to relate to a customer, specifically with money. What's the first step to the 7 steps of a sale? Connect. By age, you are already not connected. You guys see that? So we have to get you connected. And the biggest thing we're going to talk about is money. Okay? And for the next 15, 20, 25 minutes, I want to talk to you about money, because if you put yourself in the situation of a college student or high school student, you're not going to be connected right away, because they spend way more money than you guys do. Would you guys agree with that? Say yes. For sure. So I want you to write down, don't act, think, or speak like a college student. And if you're in high school, just put college student, same rough age. Don't act, think, or speak like a college student. Right? When you think of a Mac customer, or soccer moms, the families we're going to show Cutco to for confidence, not for practice. When you think of finances and money, what are some words you think of that come to mind with a Mac customer family as it pertains to finances? Mortgage, not rent.
Income.
Income. Not versus a student where it's like a side hustle or extra money.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do you think of when you think of a Mac customer that owns a home? Financing. Credit score.
5-year plan.
5, 10, 15-year life plan. Savings. What a foreign word.
Savings account.
Savings account. Right? Okay, you guys get it. Ready? Investments. Think about college students. What word comes to mind? Broke. Broke. Wait, ready? Broke. I feel broke. I'm broke all the time. Broke. Ready? Get by. Need money. So already you're not connected. So ready? What's my rule? What's my hot sauce? Don't act, think, or speak like a. Really important. So I want to talk to you about some examples here. I have some videos, 2 videos. One is from Dr. Phil. You guys know Dr. Phil? Yeah. He's a talk show host. He and Ellen and Dr. Oz are considered the 3 most popular talk show hosts right now. And here, this was really cool. In 2012, we got some free advertising from Dr. Phil. His episode was about healthy lifestyle. And he says, if you want to be healthy, you have to cook your own food, not eat out as much. And if you want to cook with the best, and he says this, we didn't pay him. And in fact, you can't pay Dr. Phil to talk about your product. Who decides who Dr. Phil talks about? He and his crew, his production crew. He said the top of the line knives are Cutco kitchen knives. Wow. Right? And when we saw this, like, this is great. And he didn't give away one of our main 3 sets, okay? He gave away a gift set. It's like a $600 or $700 set, but it's like giving an iPad away. He gave one to every customer or every member of the audience. And if you think about Dr. Phil, what kind of people, what age group, what market is in the audience of Dr. Phil? They're all Macs. Like, you're not going to Dr. Phil, okay? But listen to and watch the reaction when he gives them a set of Cutco. Even though it's a small set, probably doesn't get them by in the kitchen. But watch the reaction, because how often will the Mac mom use Cutco knives?
Every day.
Every day. Okay? Watch the reaction. They freak out. It's pretty cool. Check it out.
Something I think every cook needs in the kitchen is a sharp set of knives to help chop up all those healthy foods. So Cutco knives are the top of the line knives that come with a butcher block cutting board and a lifetime guarantee. They retail for over $600. So everybody in the audience is going to and you have to use them, okay?
Ready? So they're kind of cool with it, or what?
He didn't even finish his sentence.
He didn't even finish what he was saying, and they were erupting. Okay, that's like saying, ready? And you all get an iPhone X. Or whatever, right? If you were in this audience, you know what you would do? Mom, do you want some knives? Right? This is a great example of when you show the right market. I don't want you to do this weekend appointments with people for practice. What do I want you to do it for? Confidence. When you show it to Mac customers, that's what happens when you cut the rope. That's what happens when you do the presentation, follow the manual, cut food, and negotiate. Versus, I showed it to my friend Brianna, who's my age in high school. Oh, that's cool. Like, that's what you would say, oh, do the rope again. Versus a mom that understands the use. Got that so far? Okay. Now I want to show you a different video. This is a customer. Her name is Katrina. Katrina is actually, I believe, either St. Petersburg or Clearwater over on the west coast of Florida. She's a Mac mom. She's had Cutco for well over a decade. But I want you to listen to what she says about the product. This will help you not act, think, and speak like a college student. In fact, I'm going to stop the video twice, so I want you to be able to take notes on this. She single-handedly, with no script, I think we only said to her, can you talk about Cutco and how much you like it? And she just went off for a little bit. She will single-handedly teach you how not to act, think, and speak like a college student. You guys with me? Okay, so her name is Katrina. Check it out.
Hi, my name is Katrina, and I have been a faithful Cutco owner of my homemaker set for approximately 8 years. I first of all bought it because I was embarrassed by my old knives, which were just missing pieces here and there. I bought it kind of afraid because I had made the investment of spending so much money, and I thought, what have I done?
Okay, she said two things. Okay, she said, I was afraid because I made the investment, and I thought to myself, what have I done? Okay, I want to talk about those two things. First of all, we're talking about investment. I want you to take notes on this, please. Investment. When you think of investment, do you think as a college student or do you think of a Mac customer? Mac customer. So let me give you an example. An investment for our training is an investment versus a purchase. Who makes purchases? College students. Okay, and moms make purchases too, but investments for Macs, purchase for college students. Number two, an investment is over $1,000 or more, we'll say. You use it daily. So whatever you invest in, you would use daily. Okay. And when you expect it to last 7 to 10 years plus. That's an investment. And ready? I want you to put yourself in a different frame of mind. Don't act, think, or speak like a. Everyone, don't act, think, or speak like a college student, because it's different. How often are Mac customers, not you, making investments? I'm sorry? No, not you. Mac customers. All the time. All the time. Think of it this way. Ready? You purchase a stick of gum. You invest in a laptop. You purchase groceries for the week. You invest in books for your kids for the semester. It's like $2,000, $1,500. You guys get the point? So the first thing I want you to remember is when you show a Mac customer, and I want you to write this down, they are investing all the time. And I want you to put that in bold letters. All the time. So all we're doing when we show them Cutco is asking them to do what again? Make another investment. Give me some examples of things in the household that Mac customers are investing in all the time, and you don't even think about it, but everything in your household, like every other thing you look at, is an investment. One sink. Okay, let's talk about that. You know what a sink? You guys know what a sink costs? This is where I'm going to blow your mind because most of you don't know what any of this stuff costs, and you're going to realize, oh my gosh. So if I show them a $3,000, $4,000 set of Cutco, that's nothing because everything in their house is like, you know what a sink costs? Not quite 12. Yeah, I mean there are $12,000 sinks.
It's like
damn right. Those are the ready $2,000 to $4,000, and everyone has a sink in the house, right? That's $2,000 to $4,000. If you go to a lot of my examples are Costco. I love Costco, but it's cheap.
Yeah.
Right. So the sinks there are $2,000, and most of your family ain't getting their sink from Costco. You see what I'm saying? So just food for thought. That's a good one. Give me some other things that are in your house that are investments.
Washer, dryer.
Washer, ready? Washer, period. And dryer, period. Does anyone know what a washer costs?
$1,600.
Couple $1,000. 16. Ready? You can get a $1,600 one. It's the washer one. It's really small and it takes multiple cycles, and that's the one that they sell at Costco. $19.99. Not already $1,999 for the Costco one. And don't take my word for it. Go to Costco.com and look at it. But you don't think about that. How many of you have a washer in your house? And then you also can't just have a washer. What do you have to have?
Dryer.
It's the same price. That's $4,000 sitting in your laundry room. Right now, raise your hand if just from those three options or three examples you go, I had no idea. Right? Most people don't. I didn't. When I was in college, I didn't know. I just used it. Okay. What do you use all the time? Where's all the food kept? Fridge. Do you guys know what a fridge costs? $3,400. Yeah, I would say it's a good one. $2,000 at Costco. $1,999 at Costco. Okay. The average fridge, where you know with the water dispenser and the ice, you need to spend over $2,000 just to get that. Anything less than $2,000 is just open and close, just doors. And then you can get an average fridge for about $2,500 to $4,000. But you can also get the high-end fridge. You can get fridges from $4,000 up to $10,000, like the ones that are in the wall, and they're called Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero is the Cutco of fridges. It's the best top-of-the-line fridge, and those start at $10,000. You've seen those, yeah? They're awesome. They're awesome. And the freezer, it's like an open drawer at the bottom, and the smoke comes out. I mean, these are fancy fridges. And how many of you know people, either you or someone you know, has one of the fancier fridges? They have all this electronics. You can see through the door nowadays with some of them. Those start at $5,000, $6,000, up to $10,000. Give me some other investments in the house. Go ahead.
Furniture.
Furniture. You guys know what furniture costs?
Yeah.
Ready? Well, when you're a college student or you just graduated from college, you don't buy nice furniture. You go to IKEA. When you're in college, you go to Target.
Walmart.
Right? IKEA to a college student is like high end for a college student. But you mostly go to Target when you're in college because it's cheap and you can mess up the furniture. You can get a coffee table for $200. Right? It's like the price of groceries. Right? But ready? Your parents don't have a Target $200 table. Right? They have a coffee table that costs anywhere between $500 up to, in some cases, $2,000 if it's a really nice one, depending if your parents like furniture. So think about furniture. What's one coffee table cost? Right? What's a coffee table cost at IKEA? Do you know? $200 to $500 for a coffee table. Yeah, we just got one for. I have two places, and for the place that we don't really use that much, I got IKEA. It's like $400. It's nice. It's like plastic looking. It's nice, but we don't. We rent it out. It's like, oh, okay, cool. But the one I just bought for our new place in downtown Miami, it's not $200-300. That thing's close to $1,000. Right, and that's just a coffee table, and it's cool. You push you push it down, and it opens up into a desk. It's like fancy. Right? It's like kind of bougie. Right? It's like, oh, cool, look at that, and it's nice. It's good material. It's not plastic. It's an antique kind of wood. It's really cool. But ready? Don't act, think, and speak like a. Because for some of you, a college student would have to save up all the money just to get that one piece of furniture. Okay, give me another one.
Well, I was just gonna say I bought a bed because I have my own place, a mattress, and a box.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna stop. That's my favorite example. That's the last one.
Okay.
Because people don't realize how damn expensive bed is.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about the bed. I said the bed. I didn't even say the mattress yet.
Yeah, just
Okay.
the box spring.
Give me some other investment. Give me 2 or 3 more in the house that you don't even think about. TV, right? TV's only what, $200-300?
No.
No. And everyone has the big boxy TVs nowadays, right? What do you have? In flat screen. Does anyone know? If you go to Target and get the Target brand, it's called Vizio. You guys know what a Target TV? A 40 this size. You know this is Philips. This is cheap too. I got this at BrandSmart. Just to give you an idea. Does anyone know what this costs?
$1 or $2
This is $1,000.
Yeah.
And it's a cheap 42-inch. It's not even nice. It's got this like line here somewhere. It's okay. You go to Vizio, Target, you get $1,000. The baller TV at Target is like $1,500. That's the baller one. Go to Best Buy. What's the baller one? 10 to 15. It's got like the curve, and it takes up the whole damn wall. And you sit in the room with the sofa, and you go, "Oh my God!" You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. But what's an average? Ready? The nicer brands are DLP, like HG, right? Samsung. Those are some of the top ones. Does anyone know what this size TV for Samsung would be? It's like 2 Gs, not one, right? It's like 2, maybe $2,500 to start. How many of you have a flat screen in your house? That's at least $1 to $2 grand minimum. That's for the cheap one. How many of you have more than one flat screen? You guys what, rap stars? You guys have helicopters and 10 cars? No, because everyone has a flat screen. You guys feel me on that? So how often are Mac customers investing? Yeah, but you don't know that if you act, think, and speak like a. Okay, my favorite one. Riley, hook us up, my friend. Okay, a bed. If you go to Target, you can get a bed frame for $100. If the kid jumps in it one time the wrong way, it's gonna snap. Serious, I'm serious. Okay.
That's what I was gonna say. Is we got a spring, just the spring and the like little bed frame with little sticks on the bottom. Not even a bed frame, just like what goes underneath the box spring. Without the mattress, it was $300.
Okay, that's the bed frame. Okay.
I have a pit bull at home.
Okay, the pit bull's gonna sleep in the bed, right?
She jumped on it one time.
It's broken.
All four springs, all four of the little leg things, all went down, and the box spring fell on top of it. Without the mattress, it was like $200 or $300.
Yeah, I would never spend $300 on a bed as an adult, not a different college student, right? I would spend at least $1,000 so that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Like total with the mattress, it was like $600.
Yeah. So ready? This is funny. So everything was $600. Okay.
For me.
So yeah, this is for a college student. The average bed frame that's a decent, good one that at furniture store, not Target, not IKEA, is about $1,000. That's just for the frame, no mattress. Then underneath the mattress, you have something called a box spring. That's $500 to a G. Then you have the actual mattress, right? If you spend less than $1,000, that's going to hurt your back at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cheap, and it's not. It's actually considered bad for your health because how often do you lie in bed? Every day. That's why people invest in it. The average bed, even if you go online to the really great companies, you have to get at least $1,000 plus, sometimes up to $2 grand. So what's an average adult bed cost? And you have one bed, right? The whole family sleeps on one bed?
No.
How many beds on average in a house?
6 in my
Six,
house.
3 to 6, right? Ready? 3 beds. What's 3 beds? Ready? That's an average bed. That's not even a nice bed. But you don't think about that, do you? Because you act and think and speak like a college student. So what's the point with investment?
They do it all. They
do it all the time. Okay, that's the first thing. Okay. Second thing, she said, I made the investment, but then I thought really quickly right after, oh my gosh, what have I done? What is she explaining? She's explaining, I just made an investment, and right after when I saw Cutco, I didn't feel comfortable. That's something that happens all the time with adults, where they make an investment and the next purchase after, or the next investment after, feels a little bit uncomfortable. You can relate to this, but in a different amount of money. You've ever gone out to the mall? Let's say you bought a PlayStation. And the next night your friends go, let's go to Chipotle. And you go, no way, I am broke. Are you really broke? Well, maybe as a college student. But why does $10 seem like so much money? Because you just got $500-600. Okay? Can you guys relate to that? Okay. And but here's what's really funny. How many of you have said that? You bought the PlayStation or ladies a purse or something like that. And then you felt broke. But then that next night, that favorite movie came out you wanted to watch, and you had $10 for that. So what really didn't matter? You had the money. It's what you valued, okay? There's something we're going to talk. It's called buyer's remorse. Who's heard that before? Buyer's remorse, okay? Buyer's remorse, and I'll put the notes, is after an investment. It's after an investment, okay? So when a customer spends $1,000 or more, it's the next purchase that they might get buyer's remorse. Let me give you a great example. Let's say, I'll use Faith. Let's say Faith is my daughter and, my only daughter. So that's like daddy's little girl. And dad always wants to give like $20. This is my sister, by the way. I had a little baby sister. And every weekend Faith would go out. I would say, where's your mom? Come here. Here's $20. I love you. Have fun. Right? If you need something, call me. Like hook my daughter up. And sometimes when mom walks away, here's another 20, right? Have fun. But let's say she does it every single week. Like routine. She goes, bye, Dad. Hold on. Oh, thanks, Dad. Every time. But let's say one week she totals the car by accident. She gets into an accident, and I have to fix the car. If you guys have a car accident, you guys have to let the car sit in the shop, and you have to work to save money to get the car out of the shop. Even on a tire. Who's ever experienced that before? It's like and your friends have to save up. Oh, I don't have a car right now until I save up to get the tire. If I have a car problem, I'm going to swipe my card, and my car's out the next day. Right? Because I'm not a college student. You guys see the difference? If your refrigerator broke in college, anyone already do their freshman year in college? Okay, if your refrigerator in college breaks, you go, Dining hall. I don't need to spend that $200 on that little queue. I'm cool. My beer's gonna get warm. I'm good. If my refrigerator breaks, all my food is in there to feed my kids at some point. I don't have kids yet, but when I do, all my food is in there. All the formula for the baby, whatever. The next day I will have a fridge, or by the end of the weekend, longest, I'll have another $2,000 to $4,000 fridge swiped because I'm an adult. You guys see the difference? So let's say she totals the card. I swipe my credit card. Bad mood, good mood. Bad mood, right? Still love my daughter, but let's say it's the weekend. What does she normally get on the weekend from me? So she comes up to me, Dad, can I talk to you? Can I get 20? And I go, there's no more money. We're broke. Raise your hand if you've had a parent do that, right? And then you go, ready? Didn't you just buy that purse? Or didn't you and Dad just go out for dinner? Am I really broke, number one?
No.
Does she have to drop out of school? Do we have to sell the house? Are we going bankrupt?
No.
I'm just in a bad mood. It's called buyer's remorse. You guys see that? And we know exactly what customers say when they have buyer's remorse. Can you guess? Meaning at the end of the presentation, when you say, oh, Miss Faith, just so you know, this is the price of the set that you like. Would you like to go ahead and get that one today? You smile and you nod. And there's one or two things they always say that always tells you if they have this.
I don't know.
I can't,
Afford it.
or it's too
Expensive.
Write it down. Can't afford, or too expensive. That is a telltale sign that two things are happening. They either have buyer's remorse or put BR. Okay? So that means my daughter Faith, I had to swipe the card. I'm not in a good mood. And then all of a sudden, Riley comes over. It's Faith's best friend. She's working with Cutco. And she says, Mr. Jones, this is the $3,000 set. Would you like to go and get that one today? And I go, sorry, honey, that's just too expensive. I'm remembering the car. You guys see that? So what do you have to do? And how many of you have still bought that PlayStation? The next day you thought you were broke, but you still went out that night. What was the difference between going to Chipotle and going out that night? It's something you want and value. Or, ready? There was a deal. Who's ever done this? You went shopping, you can say, I'm done shopping. Oh my gosh, I am broke. And then you go, oh, whoa, sale. Damn. And ready, you justify, don't you? You go, but it's normally. And it's only because I don't want to pass up that opportunity or deal. Who's done that before? Yeah. So what gets you there? Ready? What happens when you have a buyer's remorse or you're feeling like that? A discount. Right? A discount. And then we do the same exact thing. When a customer says, I can't afford it or it's too expensive, I'll show you this tomorrow, later today and tomorrow, we offer discounts. And it's so funny how customers will say, honey, sorry, Gab, that's just your uncle and I, that's too expensive. Okay. Oh, my manager said we can do it for this price. Oh, I like that. Yeah, right? It's like going to the movies after. Okay, you guys get that. The other thing, though, sometimes people will say, I can't afford it, or honey, it is too expensive. It's not buyer's remorse at all. In fact, they're ready to swipe. What are they trying to do? Yeah, no, they're trying to bargain. Or I'll put a deal. Trying to bargain or get a deal. And guess what we do with them? You get them a deal. Like my mom. Who's got a mom like this? So my mom went to go buy, she wanted a soccer, wanted to help my sister buy a car for her soccer club. My sister runs her own business. She runs a soccer academy. My mom went to go negotiate with her. They went to get a Santa Fe, Hyundai Santa Fe. It's like the typical soccer mom SUV. So we go in and whatever price it was, let's say the price was $30,000 that my mom was ready to pay. Okay. And the salesperson said, it's actually $29,500. Do you think my mom said yes right away? And my mom said, ooh, I don't know if I can afford that. Ready? What did the manager say? Say it again. Let me talk to my boss. Let me talk to my manager. And they worked out a deal. And my mom said, oh, I like that. My mom was a hustler, right? All your customers are hustlers. You know why? Because when you make investments, you always work out what? Negotiations. Everything you invest in, you can negotiate. You can't negotiate a stick of gum. You can't negotiate, anything under 1,000, but most things over 1,000. So if they say I can't afford it, too expensive, here's my hot sauce tip. Don't lose enthusiasm or don't act like or don't think that you haven't gotten the sale yet, because odds are they have what? Either a buyer's remorse, or they're trying to what?
Bargain.
Bargain, get a deal. Okay, and the last thing I want you to write down is most customers say no 2 to 5 times before they say yes. Most customers say no 2 to 5 times before they say yes. Any shoppers here who like stuff, like nice stuff for your clothes? Okay, Aaliyah, ready? You walk into the store. You guys do this all the time. I'm not. You can think like a college student here. You walk into the shoe store, right? And you're not walking into the Louis Vuitton and the Christian Louboutin boutique, although you like to look at it. You're walking at best to Nordstrom, but ready like 9 West, or sometimes pay less if you have to just in a bind. You walk in and you go, "How much is that?" And you say, "Oh, that's too much." It's one no. And you say, "Oh, but do you have it in another color?" "Ooh, it's so cute." I watch people do this all the time. They try the other pair. "No, but do you have a different size?" Right? They get this one, and these are my favorite one's the 4th one. You say, "Hey, what do you think?" Like, what do? You get someone else's opinion, right? And then eventually you walk out with those pair of shoes. But how many times did I say no? 4 times. Who's ever done that? Yeah. How many? And you can do it with everything. Buying a PlayStation, buying an expensive pair of shoes, buying a purse. Some of you have expensive purses. Some of you have purses worth $200, $500. What's a Louis Vuitton purse cost? 2 G's. How many of you know someone your age that has one? I do. A lot. Right? How many?
13-year-old.
Sure, of course. But here's my point. My point is that you typically have to say no 2 to 5 times before you say yes. So what's my rule? What's my hot sauce here? My hot sauce is when they say no, it's not a no, it's a no for that offer. But what haven't we done yet? Like negotiated. Got it? Okay. Biggest thing for now, we're gonna move forward. Mac customers are used to making lots of what? Investments versus students who make purchase. How much is an investment? Over? How often are they making them? Every day. Okay. And then buyer's remorse is actual a feeling after you make an investment. And what do they say if they have buyer's remorse? Too expensive, right? I can't afford it. Or they don't have buyer's remorse. What are they trying to do? Bargain, wheel and deal. Okay. So listen to what she says here. This is awesome. So she said, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, what have I done? But
when I started to use my sets, it became apparent to me that it was life-changing because I wanted to cook again. I enjoyed cooking, and I wanted to cook in front of my friends and family because this is such a beautiful set. I was never embarrassed. I didn't have to cut over in the corner. I wanted to cut on the big counter and let everybody see my knife. And as you can see, I also got the knife set that goes with it that I set on the table, which I proudly display in my chop blocks. So I set my table with my knives, which I love very much. And I like every knife in here. Every knife has a purpose. I've used every one of them.
So notice she said, every knife has a purpose. I've used what?
Every one.
When I show you this set, you go, damn, that's a lot of knives. Why? Because how often do you cook? Well, some of you more, but most people your age aren't cooking. Okay, you don't want to act, think, and speak like a. Yeah, this is for someone who only cooks 2 to 3 times a week. In fact, she has upgraded since then to one of these because this wasn't enough. You guys see that? Okay, we'll keep going here. Watch how much she loves her scissors.
I also have my 2 sets of scissors, which I dearly love. The reason I bought 2 sets of scissors was because my husband and my son overused this pair, and they were using it for things like cutting things that they shouldn't. So this is my pair, and this is their pair. And this is mommy's, it's red, okay? So that's how they know the difference, and I love my...
Can you tell she likes her scissors? Jeez. Side note, ready? So we're talking about a set worth $3,000 or $4,000 here, right? What's this cost? 3,000 or 4,000. 2 on the low end, right? What's this whole setup cost? Yeah. So all we're doing is showing her another appliance. You guys feel me on that? Cutco's just another appliance they will use how often? It lasts how long? Yeah, it's like that. You guys see that? So don't act, think, and speak like a college student. See that? Okay. So let's do this. I want to talk about value for a second. So if you could write down this equation in your notes. Okay. Good question.
All right, so with the customer, when you
Actually, time out. I'm probably going to answer your question because I've been doing this for 22 years. And I know you're going to ask, so can I wait till the end?
Okay.
Okay. Same
Do you have
thing.
an extra pen?
What's that?
Do you have a pen?
No.
Okay.
Yes. You catch? Question or pen? Oh, you can use the restroom. Yes, this is in high school. You go ahead. Yeah, I got. Yeah, thank you. That's so
Yeah, I
nice.
was waiting. I was gonna ask you.
Oh yeah, ready? You can just go. You know why? Because you gotta go. Just go. Okay. So, value equals quality over price. Remember we talked about this earlier? What happens when the value is high? Price seems low. Got it? And there's a term you might have heard. Rarely when you're ready, when it comes out. You can
Yeah,
just-
that's what I thought it was.
Ready? Who's heard this term? You get what you. What does that mean?
You get your money's worth.
You get your money's worth, right? So if I pay less, I get less of a shoe. You guys understand what I'm saying? Okay, let me give you an example. I'll use polo shirts. There's like low quality, high quality, and like elite. I can go to Target and get a polo shirt. A polo shirt is defined as 2 buttons or 3 buttons and a collar. I'll wear one tomorrow. Okay? I can go to Target and the brand name, I think it's called Cherokee. It's $19.99. My size is large. $19.99. It's got the little emblem, whatever it is. I can go to Nordstrom at Galleria Mall. I can get another polo by Tommy Hilfiger, Polo Ralph Lauren, or Vineyard Vines. Ooh. $79.99 up to $100 depending on the polo, right? Then I can also go from there. I can go to Aventura Mall, I can go to Bal Harbor, or I can go on to the shops right on the beach, and I can go to a boutique and get a Gucci polo, a Versace polo, a high-end brand polo, and that same polo is $400 to $700 plus. You guys see that? But all three are still what?
Polos.
They're all polos. What's the difference?
Quality.
Quality of material. That's the difference in price. And I want you to write that down. It's materials. How many of you know friends that your age that they'll save up for like that really nice polo and everything else is kind of cheap? Right? Ready? Because people your age will spend that money. So materials. What's the difference between Cherokee, Vineyard Vines, and Versace? It's the materials. And ready? Some people say, oh, it's the brand. Well, the brand is known for the materials and quality. Okay? So that's what I want you to understand. Knives are the same exact way. So I'm going to show you this chart real quick. What I'd like you to do is take 2 minutes, and I want you to copy this chart down. And we'll go through this in just a second. And then we're almost at our next break. So turn to another sheet of paper, actually, and go turn it sideways, and then copy this thing out. Give you another 2 minutes, or 1 minute, actually. So if you notice as you're wrapping up, everything on this chart is a material of some sort, right? Or feature. Handles, rivets, tangs, steel, edge, need to resharpen. DWS stands for dishwasher safe, made in the US and have to replace. These are all considered materials or quality. This is what determines the price. Okay, another minute, almost done. So low quality, high quality, and elite. Oh, a couple of you still finishing. That's so far? Okay, so check it out. Take a look. This is like Target, Walmart, Dollar Store, all that. Okay. This would be like Nordstrom, Vineyard Vines, Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren. This would be like the Versace Gucci polo for us, okay? This would be like a cheap car, like a Kia. Not that it's a bad car, it's just cheaper. This would be like a Mercedes, BMW, Lexus, and of course, who are we? How do you say it? Ferrari. Got it, okay? And what makes those cars different in price? It's the materials. If I get a Kia, the inside dashboard is a different material than this one, than this one. The stereo is a different quality than this one, than this one. You guys understand that, right? That's why Mercedes costs between 50 to 100,000. That's why the average Kia costs between 20 and 30. And that's why the Ferrari costs 100 to 200,000 plus. It's the materials. So take a look. Chicago, let's talk about the junk. I want you to be aware of what's out there. When you go to customers' homes, the #1 selling low quality knife is called Chicago cutlery. And you can take notes on this. You can only get it at places like Walmart and Target. Walmart and Target. In fact, you can go to Walmart right now and probably see it online. Okay, or if you go to the store. And let's go through the materials and show you why it's so low quality. We'll give it a point for every good topic of material. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. Wood, good or bad? Everyone, good or bad? Yeah, bad. Why?
630.
Yeah, we don't want that. You want brass rivets? No. It's full tang good?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll give them 1 point. So you guys agree 1 point? Okay. Stainless steel, good or bad? Why bad? Flimsy, it doesn't stay sharp, okay? Straight edge, good or bad? Yeah. Terrible, why?
It gets dull really easily.
Yeah, it gets dull really easily, okay? You have to resharpen after every use, good or bad?
Bad.
Inconvenient, no time. Can't put in the dishwasher, good or bad? Yeah, there's no time, it wastes time. Made in China, good or bad? Bad, because you can't do anything. Once you break the product, you can't call China. Okay, and then ready? Replace them after every, you have to replace them at some point, good or bad? Yeah, so we give them one point. An average set of knives in life is about 10 tools. This is the size of a set for someone who has to cook and only cooks 2 to 3 times a week. It's 10 knives typically. Ours is the same thing. It's 7 knives, 2 forks, right? I'm sorry, it's 8 knives and 2 forks. It's the same thing. Okay. An average set is between $200 and $300. For a Mac customer, remember, don't act, think, or speak like a college student. What's that to you guys? It's a lot of money. For a Mac customer, what's $200 to $300 to them? Groceries. So for groceries, they can buy a set of knives. But what's the problem? That 200 just stays 200?
You have to buy them.
You have to buy them. About how many years do you have to replace these knives? Every 2 years. Okay, and how long do you cook for in life? How many years? 30, 40. Would you say you cook at least 30 in life? Okay, so what's half of that? 15. Okay, so 15 years, you have to replace them 15 times. You guys know what that is? It's not 200 anymore. On average, it's 1,600, but it can go up to 3,000 over a lifetime. So you see how that works out? Okay. Now, Wusthof and Henkel's, you can't, this is our Mercedes, Lexus, BMW. I'll be honest, if you have a customer that has this, they have some really sweet knives. In fact, I will also be honest, if I didn't work for Cutco and I didn't have Cutco as an option, I would get one of these sets of knives for my family to cook at home. Okay, it's considered top of the line. These are #1 in stores worldwide. Wusthof and Henkel's, they're both German made. Okay, this is Walmart and Target. Where would you get high-end Mercedes-Benz type knives, nice knives? In other words, where would you go to buy high-end kitchen stuff? Ready? Not Target, not Walmart, not IKEA. Where would you get nicer stuff? Maybe department store, right? It's got to be a higher one. It's not going to be the discount one, like a Dillard's in some parts of the country, a Macy's. But there's actually one store. It's our #1 competitor. It's the #1 store in the world and the country for high-quality kitchen products. Best coffee makers are there. The best knives in stores are there. Cookbooks, anyone know? That's Sears. It's a boutique. What's that? Williams-Sonoma. I want you to write down William, like the name. Sonoma, like the part of California. S-O-N-O-M-A. Williams-Sonoma. Okay, raise your hand if you've never heard of Williams-Sonoma. Most of you. You know why? Because you would never walk into Williams-Sonoma. There's actually one at Galleria Mall, Dadeland Mall, Aventura Mall, Boca Mall. Every mall in this area has one. But how come you don't know it, right? Because you walk by and you go, ooh, Apple. Ooh, Abercrombie, or whatever stores you would go to. It's right there in the mall. It's for moms, not for you. That's why you would notice it. It's our #1 competitor, and they staff and stock this product, okay? So if you take a look, and I'll show you the prices here in a second. Let's go through and give them points. Ready? Polypropylene. It's a type of cheaper plastic, but is it better than wood?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's still what? Plastic. But there are different grades of plastic, right? You can get plastic bags from Publix. There's plastic from some of your water bottles. Okay. Then there's plastic on the back of like a basketball backboard. Then there's plastic on like your Yeti cooler when you have like your beer and your barbecue. Then there's plastic on football helmets and bowling balls and all that. So this is one step less. So it's still plastic, so we won't give that a point. Agreed? Okay. Nickel silver, good or bad? Good. Yeah, we have nickel silver too. Full tang, good or bad?
Good.
Good. Surgical steel, good or bad?
Good.
Good. Now, just so you know, they have a 420A steel. That's the grade. The higher the number, the better the grade. So this is a 420A steel, but we have a 440A steel. It costs more money. It's more expensive. Okay. Straight edge knives, good or bad?
Bad.
Bad. Have to sharpen after use.
Bad.
Dishwasher safe. No, it's not dishwasher safe.
Bad.
Made in Germany. I'll say this. It's bad because you can't really call Germany for any problems. But it's good because a lot of great products are made in Germany, including Mercedes and BMW. So I'll give it a half a point. Okay. And you have to replace them. Any good?
No.
No. So far we have 1, 2, 3, and I give it a half. So 3.5. So if the product has 3.5 times better value, 3.5 times better materials, what has to also be 3.5 times? The price and cost, right? Because that's how you make it. So therefore, a set like this goes for $2,000 to $3,000. On sale for about $2,000. Okay, it's the price of a nice Apple laptop. It's a nice price of a cheaper sink from Costco. Price of a cheaper refrigerator. Okay, and why do people spend this versus this? Because they know they don't want to spend that. Because $2,000 is less than $3,000 in the long run. You guys see that? But see, who doesn't think like that? College students. See the difference? Okay. So this stuff is awesome. It's about $2,000 roughly on sale. Now you have Cutco. Watch how awesome Cutco is. Ready? Thermoresin. Do we like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nickel silver. We like that?
Yeah.
Full tang. Good or bad?
Good.
Like surgical?
Good.
Double D edge. Good.
Good.
Over 10 years use.
Good.
Sharp. Dishwasher safe. Made in the U.S. so you can call for guarantee. Don't have to replace it. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forget the number. Is it twice as good at least? Yeah. So if it's twice the quality and twice the value, what should it be? Twice the?
Right.
Yeah. So it's twice the price. Okay. You're talking $4,000 for your basic set of Cutco, and guys, it's worth every penny. It's worth every penny. And ready? I got to come back. I got to start right now. Some of you are mumbling. Don't act, think, and speak like a broke college student. I'm serious. If you add up all of your high school summers working, you might make $4,000. Your sink costs that, right? And I'm just going to tell you, we're not quite $4,000, okay? But I'm just telling you, one of the things that's going to help you sell a lot is when you understand we're just another appliance and we're worth it. Remember in the page 5, it's expensive, but we say right away, but it's worth it. Okay, and I'll show you the price in just a bit. Before we go there, this is the part where I really have to help you understand money. Okay, don't act, think, and speak like a college student for a set of Cutco. Okay, I know it's not quite 4,000, but I know that's not cheap for you. But you have to remember that people are doing this all the time. Money's different. I call this increase of price perspective. Remember at one point in your life, and there was a point where $10 was a lot when you were like 6 years old, 7 years old, and grandma or mom gave you $10 and you went, man, I can go to Chipotle on my own, right? And then you got $10 later and you went, oh, I can go to Chipotle because you got older. And then you get to high school, right? Or remember in middle school, $20 was a big deal. Like that was your whole weekend, wasn't it? You guys remember that was a long time ago. And then when you get to high school, it's the $100 bill. That's kind of cool. When you're in high school, if I gave you 100, you go, damn, you want to keep it all fresh and crisp. It's like, wow, it's $100. Then you get to college, you spend that in a weekend, you don't even know where the hell you spent it. Okay, and then it becomes 1,000. When I had my first $1,000 from Cutco in my bank account in college, I felt rich. But then I got out of college and 1,000 is not, it's like 10,000. Okay, and then you have a family, then it's 100,000. So what happens as you get older with your price perspective? It increases, okay? I think that's really important to remember because your difference in money is going to make the difference. What's the first step to the sale? Connect with the customer. So I really want to put things into perspective. Ready? The number one thing I'll say right now is your customers can afford a ton of Cutco. And not even just this one. They can afford the whole book to staff the kitchen. Because people do it all the time. People get pools all the time. People remodel their house all the time. People save for a vacation all the time. You see that? So let me just give an example of an apartment. Who said they were in college? Where do you go? That's right, go Stetson. Who else is in college? Right, where do you go? Broward. Okay, who else is in college? And you go from Auburn. Where you go? Let's do Auburn. Okay. Have you already figured out where you're living?
No.
Do you have an idea?
No.
No, okay. Anyone live on campus? And with like you have an apartment? Okay, cool. So watch this. And this is Stetson. Stetson's not an Ivy League. It's not, it's just a nice, awesome, standard college with really, it's like right by the water, right? Or in a little bit. What's it cost for you to live in your apartment?
For my apartment?
For you.
Just for me or because I share?
Just you, yeah.
Okay, so then we pay like $900 a month.
What do you pay?
And I pay like $450.
Okay, cool. So she pays $450 a month. Okay, and that gets you the whole house?
Mm-hmm.
No, it just gets you a room.
That's just
It gets you a room because who else is paying $450? Roommate one. How many other roommates do you have?
one other one.
Okay, so ready? What's the place cost a month? Okay, costs $900 a month. So, but ready? Did you just pay $450 and you moved in? No, you guys don't know this. You have to put down your first month's rent.
And security.
Then you have to put down your last month, and
Security.
you have to put a deposit down in case you wreck the place. That's $450, $450. It's about $1,300 that she had to put in, her roommate had to put in, and that's what they had to put down. You see
I
that?
pay $1,300 a month.
Yeah. This is life, by the way. This is not expensive. This is not crazy. This is life. Ready? In college. Okay, then you graduate from college and you want to be all independent and you don't want to live with roommates because you want to be an adult. So now, that's just on her now. And what do you have to put down to move in? $2,600, not $1,300. But then, ready, at some point, you're not just a single bachelor or bachelorette anymore. What do? You get a house. You guys know how to buy a house? You have to put down a down payment, right? So think about the average house. Is anyone familiar with housing pricing? In general, like anyone know prices? Okay. In Broward County, not including like the Super Bowl or millionaire homes like in Southwest Ranches or by the water, and not including like low income housing. Just an average 3-bedroom, 2-bath, suburbia, middle income family. You know what that costs? Meaning like one garage. What's that cost? Yeah, about $400 or $500. Now I know you're thinking that's crazy. Ready? That's how you live in a house. So now you go from that to 400. No, Jesus Christ doesn't pay this. You do. Ready? $400,000. Ready? I hope you go home and appreciate your folks after this training. Okay? And now you don't have to give $400,000 cash to buy a house. You go to a bank, you get approved for what's called a loan, and you put down a down payment. Okay? Does anyone know what percentage you put down for a down payment?
5%. At least.
Oh no, that's interest. That's interest. I'm talking about down payment.
20% of the house.
Yeah, 20, but if you have good credit, you can do 10. Okay? So let's just do 10%. So it's 10%. You have to put down $40,000 just to get the loan, and then you pay a mortgage payment, which means you pay anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000 a month. Not rent, but mortgage to own the house. You guys understand that? That's a $400,000 house. Notice the difference from when she goes to college, she has to put down $1,300. In this house, that's the laptop. Am I opening up your minds here? $400,000. This isn't even a baller home. This is an average household that has one garage, 2, maybe 3 cars, and you go to vacation once a year, and it's probably Disney. That's what this family is. That's not a bad thing. And we sell hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of Cutco to these people because $3,000, $4,000 for a set of Cutco is just saving them time, money, and energy. But then some of you know people or live in houses that are bigger. Then there's something like a $600,000 house. Okay, the down payment is now $60,000, and that mortgage is $2,000 to $4,000 a month. You guys see that? It's really important to understand. This is a 2 garage. Maybe a gated community, maybe not. And you're going on 1, maybe 2 vacations a year, and one of them is usually out of the state or one big one out of the country. Okay? And then, of course, you can go 800 plus, and the down payment's $80,000 cash. Okay? And this is definitely a gated community or private lot. Okay? You can, and by the way, you don't even get on the water with the 800,000. You got to go a mil plus to get on the water. Plus, okay? Or how many of you know someone that lives in something like this, but they have a second property, like a beach condo or second? So it's that plus another 200 for the condo. So what am I trying to show you? In homes and in Mac customers' finances, what are they doing all the time? Investing. So what's Cutco? Just another investment. And ready? $3,000 to $4,000 is like the fridge in that place, or just that. And we just went through a whole list of things that cost $3,000 to $4,000. Don't act, think, and speak like a. All you have to remember is we're just another awesome appliance. Cool? Granite countertops. You guys know what those cost?
A lot.
You can get a plastic countertop. That's like $2,000, $3,000 for like the plastic one. Granite's like $5,000 plus. Anyone know about wood flooring? Anyone have hardwood floor? You know how much that costs?
Yeah.
Like each room is like $2,000 to $5,000 per room.
It was like 12K.
Yeah. And when you say that, I don't go, damn. I go 12,000. That's like you probably did the whole house.
I paid $7,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment to get the wood floors paid.
Yeah. That sounds about right. How many bedrooms?
1.
Wow. Nice wood floors. Yeah, I'm just saying. But people do that all the time. You guys see that so far? So what's my biggest lesson? I'll move forward. What's the biggest lesson? What's the biggest lesson when I say don't act, think, and speak like a college student? Because customers what? They invest all the time. They have lots of money. Okay, and don't take my word for it. Go home, ask your folks what things cost in the house. And they'll go, oh, honey, you have no idea. That's what they do. They always go, oh, sweetie, you should be thankful, right? So let me show you some of these sets and what they look like. And we'll go to break in just a bit. This is Wostock and Shun. They're beautiful knives. In fact, like I said, these are the #1 and #2 selling brands in stores at Williams-Sonoma. Shun is a Japanese brand, which is like 2nd or 3rd place as well. It's really high quality. It's like it is a Japanese brand. And ready? Williams-Sonoma. You can check it out for yourself. I just took a screenshot. And these are their sets. And notice, even a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-piece set with a sharpening rod. And of course, Mac moms have all the time to sharpen their knives, right? No, they don't have time for that. Soccer practice. They have to pick up the kids, okay? But just a 6 or 7-piece is already $1,000. So their full set is going to be about 2. You guys see that? 2 or 3. And then they have a higher brand, which goes anywhere, but this is like $600 for just 3 knives and scissors, all the way up to the price of a nice fridge for a full set of their high end. So Wostock is #1. Then you have Shun, which is from Japan, so it costs more money. Why?
International shipping.
Yeah, it's shipping and bringing the product over. So their sets go all the way up to 4,000, which is like a nice thing. So far. So far, so good? Okay. But what are the problems? Let's review. What are the problems with high quality knives? There's like 3 of them. You have to sharpen them daily. Already, you guys seen the YouTubes? Ain't nobody got time for that. They don't have time for that. Who are the busiest people in the world? These ladies. Yeah. So, okay, Gabby, you can get this $2,000 set of knives, and they're going to be great for 7 to 10 years as long as you sharpen them every day. Get out of here. Get out of here. There's no time for that. That's why you have a dishwasher. That's why. Okay, you guys get that. What else is wrong? What's the second thing that has to do with high quality knives? What's wrong with those? Go ahead, Al. You can't wash them because they get scratched or they melt. That's inconvenient because the number one lifesaver for a family is the dishwasher. That and the washing machine. Okay, what's the third reason? Yeah, there's no guarantee, and you have to replace them. Okay, and of course, what's the opposite problem? Junk. Right? What were some of the things we talked about? What else? What else? Yeah, tang, rivet. You guys remember all that? Okay. And you can go there onto Target. This is target.com. You can do it for yourself later during the break. And ready? So just the set of knives for our competitor, which is Wusthof, is like $2,000. For $1,500, you can get an entire kitchen from Target. It's garbage. It's like all junk. Like the pots and pans aren't good, the forks and spoons aren't good, and certainly the knives aren't good. But you can get the whole thing. It's a 50-piece kitchen set. But it's all junk. Okay? That's so far? And you guys already know the problems with these. Biggest takeaway from this section, I'll stop talking about money. What's the biggest thing I want you to take from this? That customers can what? They can afford a lot. Okay? So far, so good? Don't prejudge, though. What does that mean? When you think and speak like a college student, you start to say, oh, well, that aunt, she's not going to buy anything because she's cheap. And my mom, you're prejudging. What does that mean? You're assuming what? You're assuming you know. But ready? You don't know. It's really funny. Sometimes our customers, you'll think, oh, this is my one customer, and they're definitely going to get this. And they get like a smaller 1,000, 2,000, or smaller starter set. And you have customers that they just have a normal family home, and they buy the whole book. You can't prejudge. You guys know what this movie is? This is all girls might know. What's this movie?
Oh, never mind.
This movie's Pretty Woman.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you know it.
Yeah.
This is Julia Roberts. Okay. Here's the story. Pretty Woman is a story of Julia Roberts. She's a prostitute in LA, and she meets this wealthy business guy. And so he's trying to get this business deal, but the people he's talking to say, we want to see you in a good relationship. Right? Do you have a girlfriend? He goes, yeah. And he realizes, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose this deal. So he asked her to pretend to be his girlfriend, and it's a romantic comedy, so they fall in love, right? So she obviously doesn't dress nice as a prostitute. So he says, here's my credit card. When I come back from my business meeting, I need you to buy nice, like go to Rodeo Drive, they're in LA, and just spend whatever, there's no limit. So she walks into the stores, and no one will give her the time of day because of how she looks. But she's got the credit card. In fact, this one store right here, they're so rude. Like she's touching the dress and she's looking at it, and the lady yells at her across the store, and she says, I'm sorry, can I help you? Like rude. And then she even says, do you know that's $1,000, right? You guys know the term condescending? Yeah. Like talking down. So, and she gets upset, she leaves, she's crying. Then eventually she goes shopping, and they hook her up, and she walks out with all these guys holding her bags. It's a really cool scene. And they even play the Pretty Woman song. She's all dressed up. And in the 80s, this would be considered like super, super done up and nice. She walks by the first really rude store. What do you think she does? She walks in. Ready? Watch what happens. Check this out.
Hi. Hello. Do you remember me? No, I'm sorry. I was in here yesterday. You wouldn't wait on me? Oh, you work on commission, right? Yes. Big mistake. Big. Huge. I have to go shopping now.
Damn. That's what happened. She lost out on sales, right? Same thing here. We can't prejudge for customers. Got it? So I don't care what you think your aunt's going to buy, what you think your mom's going to buy. The only thing I want you to determine is if they're really, really going to listen to you and be a good customer. Assume you can make that sale. All right? And these are our best people. Okay? So I want you to go to a new sheet of paper. Okay. And I'm going to do a little diagram here. You can turn your page to the side like before. And I want to talk about a very popular car, BMW. If you end up being a manager with us, here's what's really sweet. If you're a manager with us as a district manager for over 18 months, the company pays you to drive a BMW here. Isn't that pretty cool? Yeah, they pay your lease every month. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm picking mine up this week. Everyone drives the same one. It's a 3 Series, so the whole company looks all bald like the same car. Except my position, I can pick whatever I want. So, mine's like that. Okay. So BMW. When you walk into BMW, check this out. If you don't know about BMW, all you need to know is that the higher the number, the bigger the engine, the bigger the car, more materials, so what happens to the price? Yeah, okay, so it goes up. 7 Series is their flagship, meaning they're the car that put them on the map. When you walk in, they don't show the 3 or 5, they assume that you can get what? They take you right to the 7 ride because you don't want to prejudge like the video. You guys with me so far? And they're super nice. They don't assume anything. I was just talking to my salesman, his name is Jimmy. And Jimmy said, you know, Jeff, you don't assume anything. When someone walks in, you don't know what's going on. You treat them like they can buy the whole store. And he treated me like that. He treats everyone like that. And there are people that walk in, the wealthiest people that I know that I'm friends with, dress down on purpose. I do. Just in general. No. Right? Just in general. Like, there are times, like when I go buy jewelry, I don't wear my suits. I wear my golf gear or my basketball shorts. Right? On purpose. I don't wear my nice watch. I wear my rubber cheap watch. It's like a Swatch. I wear my what do you call it? My workout watch. On purpose. Okay? So when you walk in, they take you to the 7 Series. Now they want to sell you this one. They want to get you excited. Why do they show you the 7 Series first, aside from not wanting to prejudge?
They show you the best.
They want to show you the best because, ready, if you say no, it's easier to go down, isn't it? It's harder to what? It's harder to add money. What's a third reason they would start with the 7 Series?
They show you what you're missing out.
Yeah, they want you to see the tricks, all the bells and whistles already. They want to get you pumped. So how do they get you pumped? How did Jimmy get me pumped? Yeah, ready? We took the 7 out.
That's right.
Like a spaceship. Right? And he's, what do you think? I'm like, oh man. Okay. So let's say at the end, they say, would you like to get, is that the car for you? If you say no, are they going to kick you out and tell you to go buy Honda? No. Right? You know what they say? By the way, if you do say no, word for word. Okay. First of all, they say, okay. You know what NP means?
No problem.
No problem. Okay, no problem. When you say no problem, what does that feeling create? What's the feeling you create? Release, relief, relax, and no pressure. Okay. And they'll say, oh, okay, no problem. Hey, just so I know. And just so I know means what? I'm listening. You guys see that? Okay, no problem. Miss Gabby, no problem. Just so I know, what was it about the 7 Series you were unsure of? Okay. Let's say, was it too much for the price? Or too many options? Okay, no problem. Just so I know, Gabby, for you and your husband, was it too much for the price? The 7 Series, like too much money, or it's too much of a car? This is like before, right? They say price. Oh, I can't afford that. That's too expensive. Who remembers what's that feeling? What they show? Buyer's remorse, or they're trying to bargain. Okay. And what does the salesperson say? Let me go talk to someone. We do the same exact thing here. If a customer tells you it's too much money, too expensive, you say, okay, Mr. Jones, real quick, let me just check you in my office since I'm new. I'll teach you how to do that tomorrow. You say, oh, let me check in my office since I'm new, and you're going to call us, and Luke will show you how to show a discount or a deal. I'll teach you that tomorrow. Okay. So this is where they go. And ready? Same thing happened to me when I walked in. We went on the ride for the 7 Series. I said no. Then we went to the car that I want, which is a 5 Series. And I said, no, I don't know about that one. He goes, 1 second. He goes to talk to the manager, whose daughter sold Cutco for me. His name is Steve. His daughter Brooke worked with me last year and made $2,000. He goes, I love you guys. That's what he said. I love you guys. Came back. I got a better price. Cool. If I say it's too many options, let's say Gabby says, oh, no, that's an awesome car, but that's just too big. And we live in the city, and that's just too much. What do they do? We just showed the 7. What do they do? Did they show the used car in the back now? What do they show? They go right one step down slowly. Okay? That's called dropping down. And we do the same thing. If the customer says, "Oh no, it's not the price, honey. That's not the problem. That's just a lot." Oh, okay. Well, let me show you the next one. And eventually, you get to the one. Okay? We do the same exact thing here. Okay? We do the same exact thing here. And we have our 7 series, our 5 series, and our version of the 3 series. Okay? So to give you an idea, our 7 series is called the Homemaker plus 8. And who remembers what the plus 8 means? Yeah, the 8 table knives. What's better than the table knives? Steak knives, right. And this is the set right here. Right? Not quite 4,000. Okay? And ready? This is for people, if you only cook 2 to 3 times a week, you hate to cook or you have to, you want to get out of there. That's this set. So I'll put have to cook. Who has to cook? People with kids. Yeah, you have to cook if you have kids. Got that? Then, if they say no, and this is the first card we'll show, is the Homemaker. If they say no, do we kick them out and tell them to go buy Woolstock? Well, first of all, you can't kick them out. Why?
It's their house.
It's their house. That's a joke. I thought it was a good joke. Got it? What do you say? Same exact thing. Okay, what? No problem. Just so I know, what was it about the Homemaker you're unsure of? Was it too much for the, or is it too many?
Options.
Yeah, if they say too many options, what do? You go to the next set. And our next set's called the Galley plus 6. Okay, and here's the Galley plus 6. The Galley plus 6 is this great set, but it's for people who think that the Homemaker is too much, or maybe they have super buyer's remorse and they really need something to go a little bit cheaper. If you notice, it looks just like the Homemaker, doesn't it? Almost the same. It's almost identical to the Homemaker, except we took out the holiday barbecue set and we took out the hard stuff knife. So we took those 3 out, and it's the Galley. Okay? And it's got 6 table knives instead of 8. So far, so good. Now, this is the perfect set if you have buyer's remorse. That's the perfect set because it drops the price. Okay? Now, before I go down, customers can also what?
Go up.
Yeah, go up. What are the 2 sets we have for people that love to cook? Signature and the Complete. Good. So ready? We have the Complete plus 12. So notice what happens with the number of table knives. Yeah, and what can you do with these instead of just doing table knives?
Steak
You can do steak knives here. And who's this set for? It's if you love to cook or you only want to buy the best. Here's who this set is for. If you know someone who loves to cook and when there's a family party, everyone knows, oh, go to so-and-so's house. Already, the wannabe Top Chef mom. Already, they take pride in no one touches my food. Like, I'm the best. How many of you have like a mom or an aunt like that? Okay, I love to cook. Or this set is for people, and it's right there on the corner. This is also for people who don't cook at all. Never cook, but they have a nice kitchen. So why would you have bad stuff in the nice kitchen, right? It's like, I have a nice kitchen. Why would I get a yucky fridge? I have a nice kitchen, so I might as well get the nice set of knives. How many of you know someone like that where already you have that couch and no one's allowed to sit on the damn couch? Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. Don't sit on that. It's a couch. Don't sit on that. That's the nice couch. What the hell?
Or like
Ready?
have blankets all over it.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Okay, so it's either I love to cook or I just want the best. And then you have the Signature plus 10, or what can you do with the table knives? You can go steak, okay? And this is if you like to cook, okay? So let me show you the difference. Have to cook means I have kids. Like to cook means I have to cook, but once a month I throw a party. Like I like to cook, and I don't cook just 2 to 3 times a week. And this is if I love to cook or I only want to buy the best. With me so far? So let me ask you a question. Does anyone know what the equivalent of our Signature and Complete would be for BMW? Anyone familiar with BMW?
M-Class.
Yeah, it's called the M-Class, right? M series, okay, or M Performance. Okay, I'll show you my card in a week or two. It's got an M. M means like sport.
Yeah, it means
I'll show you. If you're nice, I'll let you drive it. Not drive it. Sorry. Right? And you get M means performance. That's all it means. Okay. It's their version of higher end. Okay. So this is an M series and this is an M series. So here's how they sell the M series. You walk in. What car do they show you first? 7. They take it on a test drive. If you say yes right away. Right, let's say Riley and her husband go on the test drive and they go, "We'll take it." Do they say cool and they write it up? Do they say, "Actually, you know what? Can I show you? I think you might like this one," and they'll show you the M series. It's tricked out. It's faster. Okay, you guys see that? That's the first time they show it. What's another scenario where they would show the M series? So the first one is Riley loved it. They said yes right away, so we show them the other 2. Same thing with the homemaker. If the customer says, like, this should be like $4,000 for a set, and they go, "Yeah, we'll take it." You go, "Oh, well, before you do, let me show you the ones that have the steak knives." Okay. What's the second reason? Yeah, the customer walks in and says, "Okay, what's the best BMW you got?" They go, "Oh, well, we got to go to the M side." If the customer says, "Gabby, honey, what's the best?" "Oh, okay, well, let me show you." Got it? What's the third scenario? So if they like the 7 series right away, we show them. Or if they say, "What's the best?" It's a third scenario.
Not impressed.
What's that?
They're not impressed with the first thing.
Well, that's kind of like the second. Yeah, they want more. That's right. Ready? If they're a repeat BMW buyer.
Oh.
Right. When I was in the dealership, this other guy came in with his 7 series upgrade. He already had a 7 series, and he walked in, and Jimmy said, "Hey, I'll be with you in a minute. Hey, it's time. Come on." He pointed to the M. He goes, "Come on," and he goes, "Oh, okay." Right? Because they already love the product. Okay, same thing. So if a customer says yes right away, we show them the 2 sets with the steak knives. If they ask for the best, we show them the 2 with the steak knives. Or if they're a repeat customer and they already have a set, we always upgrade them to one of those 2 sets. Cool? Okay. Now, let's talk about if they still say no to the 5 series. The customer's Jimmy's gonna say, "Hey, you know what? Let's go to 3 series. Maybe it's a little bit less car for you. Let's take a look. Maybe that's better for you." And you go to 3 series, and we have 8 starter sets. 8 starter sets. Okay, and here, if you take a look, they're beautiful. They're not quite good enough for people who have to cook, right? But it gets the job done. It gives you something. This is the essential set. This is the perfect set for someone who's single, cooks once a week, hates to cook, but needs something in their apartment or condo. This is a great gift for that person because it's got the veggie chopper, meat knife, serving piece, sandwich knife, and the air knife. A mom would have the hardest time with this set, right? Because also there are not enough table knives for the family. Because when these 5 are in the dishwasher, you can't eat. You see that? Okay. Then there's the studio set. This is the perfect set if you have a mom who is so awesome that she's going to buy her daughter a set of cutlery for the dorm. Thanks, Mom, because you don't cook at all. Why? Sandwich knife, meat knife, small stuff, and air knife. PB&J, turkey meat, okay? Limes for my chocolate milk, and air knife is just there. Mom would hate the kitchen with this, okay? But it's still there. And then you have other sets that come in different storage storage trays, a gourmet set, which has the meat and veggie package, like some of the meat and veggie package, and also the space saver set, which is for tight corners for like a second home, a boat, or a camper, okay? So those are the starter sets. If they still say no, ready? What we can do is a 3 up to 5 piece custom set. That's pretty straightforward. What do you think that means? What's a custom set? So you'll go to this page if they say that, and you'll say, all right, let's pick 3 to 5. And we work out different deals. Okay, and you'll see that in the book tomorrow, like what deals we can offer them. Okay? Now remember, the less they get, the less bargaining and the less deals we can give, but we can still work something out. Okay? What would that be equivalent to with BMW?
2 series.
Right? 2 series or really like used. Okay, and they have used, by the way, in the back. Do they still sell used BMWs at BMW?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they want to sell used? No, they prefer to sell the new ones. But it's funny, when people bring in their used car, what do they always upgrade to? Something new. You guys see that? And then I'm going to put this down. I'm going to put one knife. But you know how I feel. How do I feel about one knife? How should you feel about one knife?
It's not.
Yeah, you're gypping the customer. Because they're going to spend anywhere between who knows what for a knife, between 50 to 150 to $200 for one knife. And they're just going to have a knife for that one thing. Okay? And I just want you to know, you can write an order for one knife. Like it'll register, you can take their money, but that's not really a good deal for the customer. You want to help them get a set. And this would be like getting a tire from BMW. Right? Can you imagine? It's like, yeah, that's right. Did you want the 7 series? No? Okay, let's try the 5. How's that work? No? All right, 3 series. What are you thinking? No? All right, let's go try the used BMW. No? Okay, do you just want to buy a tire before you go home? How about a tire? How's that sound? Silly? Silly, right? Selling one knife is kind of silly. Same thing. Okay, any questions on that? Okay, so now you understand we start with the 7 series, and we either go down or we go up depending on what they say. If they say yes, we go up. If they say no, we slowly go down. And remember, when the customer says no, how many times do they have to say no?
3.
Okay, so if they say no, what's the first response? Okay,
No
no problem. Just so I know, what was it about the series, 7 series, or the homemaker you weren't sure? Was it too much for the,
Price.
or too many? Yeah, same thing. If they say price, what do? You call us and we'll work out a discount or a deal. If they say it's too many pieces, what do? You go to the next option. Got it? Okay, so what I want to do is I want to show you how everything comes together. I want to show you how we close the sale. So if you can turn to page 8 in your training manual, and then after this, we'll go to break. Who was my third reader? You were my first one, second. Was it Mark Anthony? Okay. So Mark Anthony, not to be confused with Mark Anthony. You know who that is? The King of Puerto Rico, yeah? Okay.
This is Joe.
Hold on real quick. So what's the last, if you just flip back at 7 real quick, what's the last thing we covered on page 7? Yeah, but what specific items were we talking? Yeah, the gadgets. So over here. We just finished this page. See that? Okay, so we're going to do page 8 and 9. I'm going to fill in the prices, or fill in the blanks. So at the top, it says, Mrs. Jones, let me review. And this is the page you'll be on. And of course, hot sauce says, what do you point with?
Pen.
Point with your pen. Go ahead, Mark Anthony.
Mrs. Jones, let me review why so many people choose to invest in Cutco. You'll always have sharp American-made knives that are comfortable, safe, and sanitary. Cutco is guaranteed to last forever, so it will be the last set of knives you ever buy. And Cutco saves a lot of money. Most customers who buy Cutco eat up less.
Okay, stop for a second. Now we're about to quote numbers. So what's the hot sauce on the numbers? You got to write them down. So let me show you what that looks like. And Mark Anthony's one by one. Keep going.
If that saves $60 a month,
Okay, so I'll go like this.
it's $720 saved this year.
You notice hot sauce, you say 720, not 720. Go ahead.
Over 25 years, you'll save $18,000.
And what do I do this time? Smiley instead. See that? So if you want to write that in your sheet on the right, on the white side. So to the right, if you want to just sketch that out real quick. So far, so good? Okay. And then next part, Mark Anthony, there are several
reasons why so many customers choose sets.
Okay, I'm gonna go through each of these alone because I know you know this, how one knife's not good, but ready? I don't care what set you sell them actually. Do I want you to sell them these sets? Of course. Do I want you to try and sell something big like a kitchen? Yes. In fact, I missed that part, I'm sorry. Then there's a kitchen. Okay, the kitchen is the knives. What else? Pots and pans and silverware, which is forks and spoons. Okay? Okay? Now, who gets those? I get this if I want the best in my kitchen next to my nice fridge, or if I love to cook. Who gets a kitchen? There's a couple people. Ooh.
With new houses.
What's that? New houses. There you go. New houses. Ready? Remodeling. Already, money ain't a thing. Okay? So it's like getting a pool. Instead of an appliance, it would be like getting a new pool or a new deck. Okay? The reason chefs don't like it is because chefs are particular. Remember, they only have like 2 or 3 knives that spend like $3,000. Like this would be the price of one of their knives. You see that? Okay. And who are we selling to chefs? Who are we selling to? Yeah, Max. Got it? Okay. So far, so good. Let's talk about sets. Go ahead.
Cutco sets have the right tool for the right job.
Okay, I want you to write down sets. You can just put this in the side if you want. Sets. Right tool, right job. Okay. This is really important. If the customer gets a few pieces, what are they going to be missing?
Other pieces.
Other pieces that help them do other things. And if you sell them just a few pieces, here's what happens. Then they'll use the knives, and they have the knife for the veggie chopper. Awesome. Then they'll use the air knife. Awesome. And then Riley sold me a smaller set, but she got me a few pieces, and then I have to cut a watermelon. Oh, not awesome. Oh, ready? And then now what's the review of Cutco? Oh man, I don't have all the tools I need. And then they have less of an experience, and they don't like Cutco as much. And that's the only reason the only way that happens is when we don't sell them what? A set. Yeah, sell them enough. Okay, so I don't care. Ready? You can finish my sentence here. I don't care what you sell them. Just make sure you sell them a set, not pieces. Got it? Okay, second one. Mark Anthony.
Cutco sets have a built-in discount, so it's cheaper.
Yeah, discount. Think about that for a second. On average, it's 10 to 20%. 10 to 20%. Let me give you an example. When you go to the store to buy stuff for your house, you don't buy one plate. What do you buy? A set of plates. You don't buy a fork. What do you buy? You don't buy one sock. You can, right? You get a pair of stand socks. They're like $20 for the pair of socks, or you get a pack of socks, which is $20 for 10. What's better? The 10. It's cheaper. Okay. So if your customer only gets pieces, here's what happens. If they only get pieces, they're going to spend a certain amount of money. Let's say they spend, I don't know, $300 to $500. Right? But you have a customer that spends a little bit more in a starter set, plus they get free stuff. And the difference in a 5-month payment plan is $20 a month. So for $20 a month more, they could have gotten a full set, more tools, and they would have gotten free stuff versus I spent more money. So they feel kind of gypped. So ready? I don't care what you sell them. Just make sure you sell them a set. Got it? Keep going.
Sets come with a free cutting board and other free stuff.
Yeah, I said that already, right? You don't want, let's say I sell Miss Gabby a few pieces and she gets like, I don't know, a peeler for free, which is, by the way, is free. But then Miss Riley buys a full set and I get her a pair of scissors and kitchen tools and a peeler. Then they're going to say, well, how come you got that deal? It's because I didn't sell her a set. I can't give her the same deals if I don't sell the set. Got it? Last two.
Sets are much safer because they come in a block or tray.
Okay, just ready? Logically, think about this, everyone. If you don't have a wood block, where do you keep the knives? And then you reach into it. No, damn sharp. They're so sharp. You sell the leather, so reach into a drawer with that. Ready? How about for safety? I don't care what you sell them, but sell them a set, or at least for safety. Last one. This is I think the most important one.
And we have interest-free monthly investment options, so you don't have to pay for it all at once.
Yeah, ready? 3 easy payments of $19.99. Remember that? People love payment plans because if I say if I have a laptop for $1,000, but if I could break it up into $200 a month, which one looks better? $200 a month, and you can do that with everything. How many of you know someone that has a recent investment of some type of an appliance or something bigger like a deck or a pool? Odds are they financed it. Why?
Because like it's cheaper over time.
It's cheaper over time, and you said it.
It's easier.
It's just easier, right? If I get a new pool, anyone have a pool? Yeah, you know what your pools cost? 10 G's plus. Is it in ground? Yeah. There's no 10 G's plus. For sure. It definitely more if it's nicer, but like baseline, you have to spend 10 grand. Just like if you get a deck, and not even the wraparound. I mean, just like a deck. That's 10 grand. I know. Remember, don't act and speak like a college student. So most people don't say, here's 10 grand. Some do. A lot of people say, oh, okay, well, let me give you $2 grand this month and you pay it off interest free. Got it? So that's my rule here. I don't care what you sell them. Just focus on what? Selling them a set. Everyone cool with that? We don't want pieces here. That doesn't help the customer. Plus, for you financially, what's better? Yeah, because your commission's based on how much you sell. So you help the customer get more, you also make more. And I'll end with this before Mark Anthony wraps up. I want to be careful. Customers can tell if you believe and have enthusiasm or you're just trying to hustle to make a sale. You guys see that? The number one sellers in our office, you'll meet them. You'll look at them and go, are you kidding me? She's our number one seller? Or Lexa, oh my gosh, when you meet Lexa, You'll go, it's not because she's a salesperson. It's not because she's pushing hard on customers. It's because she genuinely believes that customers have a better experience and love their product, and they should all have it. You guys see that? When you sell Cutco, you're going to make commission. Guess what? That commission is going to be spent some way. Good or bad, you'll spend it. Invest it or blow your money, you're going to spend the money. Agreed?
Yeah.
Yes, but how long will they have their set? Forever. And they'll use it every day. Even when you're done with Cutco, after you're done college, you're not doing Cutco and you're using the experience for something else, you'll look back and your customers will still talk about the knives that you sold them when you were 19. I'm 40 and I still have them. When I go home to Baltimore and I go to church, I see Miss Alex daily. Without fail, this lady's crazy. Without fail, she was one of my first sets. And I see her in church, and every time, I'm 40, she still does it. She'll go, like every time. She's so funny. And she'll come up, are you still with Cutco? I said, Alex, Miss Alex, it's been 20 years. Yes, I'm still with Cutco. I'm like, I love those knives. My gosh, they're still sharp. All right, that's the customer experience when you sell them a set. You guys see that? Okay, really important. Now let me show you, okay, this last part. I'm going to show you how we start with the 7 series. And then when they say yes, and then if they say no. You guys see that? I'm going to fill in the blanks, but this is my favorite part because now you're going to see how much this costs. Okay, I know it's not quite $4,000. I know it seems like a lot of money to you, but remember, don't act and think and speak like and it's totally worth it. You ready for the price? Here we go. Okay, so Mark Anthony will go with when it comes to, and I'll show you.
When it comes to high quality cutlery, it's like anything else. There's a wide variety of quality and prices. Cutco is top rated, so we only compare to the highest quality brands.
Okay, and then it says turn to Wusthof sheets to watch. We have a comparison here. Check it out. So now we have Wusthof and Schön.
I have a price comparison for our top competitors, Wusthof and Schön. Have you heard of them before?
Okay, hot sauce, right? Ask the question, wait for and. And we got that? Wait for the answer. Otherwise, it sounds like this. Wusthof and Schön, have you heard of them before? These high-quality sets are made overseas, are top. Right? You're not listening to them. Okay, continue.
These high-quality sets made overseas are 2 of the top-selling brands in stores. Each brand has different types of sets which range in price. Wusthof is the most popular.
And I'll point to Wusthof here. Okay, keep going.
The price for this Wusthof set is...
Okay, ready? $3,435. So hot sauce again. How do you say that number? 3,435. Why? It sounds bigger. Got it? Okay, keep going.
Sometimes you can find it on sale for...
Just say $2,000. 2,000.
Like actually?
Yeah, well, it's actually technically it's $1,999, but just say $2,000. Yeah.
There are some major differences between these brands and Cutco.
Actually, you know what? You're right. $1,999. It just sounds nicer. $1,999. That's right. Keep going.
Wusthof has mostly straight edges, so they need to be sharpened, which is a hassle. They are not recommended for the dishwasher, and the warranty is on manufacturing defects only.
So notice I'm showing the comparison here. So I just talked about Wusthof. Notice, okay? When I point to Wusthof, I talk about Wusthof. When I talk about Cutco, I got to point to Cutco. Keep going.
In comparison, Cutco has our unique wedge lock handle, exclusive double D stay sharp edge, and we have our 4-part forever guarantee, included our free sharpening and 15-day trial.
Okay, so now we've compared. What's the last step to the sale? We have to compare and then give the price. Okay, go ahead.
Cutco owners will tell you that it's 10 times better than any knives they've ever used. Just considering the guarantee and unique features, most people would agree that Cutco is at least twice as good as Wusthof.
So what are we setting them up for?
Failure.
No.
Oh,
You're expecting them to think it's going to be so much better.
Right, you're setting up for the proper expectation of how much this stuff costs. If we're twice as good, we have to be twice the price. Okay.
When something offers twice the quality and value and lasts forever, you would expect it to be at least twice the price. At twice the price, you're talking over
$4,000
for a set of Cutco. Let me show you what you get.
Okay, stop for a second, real quick. So hot sauce there. Remember, people don't buy Cutco from you; they buy your enthusiasm and belief. They also can tell if you believe or not. So how you say 4,000 is really important. And Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, you're talking over $4,000 for your set of Cutco, but let me show you what you get. What am I saying with my voice? Let me show you what you get, because even though it's expensive, it's worth it. You guys see that? And the last thing, hot sauce, if it's a number, what do you have to do? Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll say, Mrs. Jones, and let's say I'm at the table with her. I'll say, Mrs. Jones, you're talking over and I'll turn the page, $4,000 for your set of Cutco, but let me show you what you get. Like, it's totally worth it, okay? If they don't see you believing in 4,000, because it's not quite 4,000, but you really have to show that you, as a college student, don't think like a college student, you think like a Mac customer. And a Mac customer knows I've got multiple things in my house that are $4,000. You guys with me so far? Okay, now this is the best part. You ready to see how we close the deal? You guys ready? Watch this. This is the part where all of you start to smile really big. You'll see why. Go ahead.
As I said earlier, our Homemaker Plus 8 is our most popular set.
Okay, so what you'll do is you have to turn to the Homemaker. You go here. One more time. Say that sentence again.
As I said earlier, our Homemaker Plus 8 is our most popular set.
Okay.
It's perfect for families that cook 2 to 3 times a week. It has the 10 basic tools I explained earlier, 8 table knives, the wood block, and a sharpener for straight edges.
So all you're doing is you're pointing to everything in the book. So say that sentence again slowly, and I'll point. Go ahead.
It has 10 basic tools I explained earlier.
Okay, so I'll go like that. Go ahead.
8 table knives.
Uh-huh.
The wood block.
Uh-huh.
And a sharpener for straight edges.
So far, so good?
We also have a Homemaker set without table knives.
I want you to cross that line out. We also have a Homemaker set without table knives. And then I want you to cross out the sentence after that, where it says, if you were considering a set of Cutco, would you prefer the set with the table knives? It looks like this. Just cross out the 2 lines back to back. Okay. And why do we cross that out? How come we don't even talk about the set? Well, how come we don't talk about the knives that don't have, how come we don't talk about the set with the table without the table knives? Because who doesn't eat their food? Say, Mrs. Jones, you can get the set where you cut it, but you're not going to eat the food. Right? Everyone uses table knives. Okay? So we just cross those 2 things out. And then it says, the great thing is, you guys with me so far? Everyone with me? Thumbs up if you're with me? Yeah? Okay. So then now, ready? My favorite part, we get to give the price, right? The great thing.
The great thing is that it doesn't cost $4,000.
Okay, $4,000. And what you'll do, on the piece of paper you wrote it, you'll do that. What am I showing? What am I trying to let her see?
It's gone.
That's not quite $4,000. Okay, you ever go to Walmart and it says was and now? Was $39.99, and then it says $19.99 now. How come they do that on the sign? Why don't they just make a new sign and give the price?
So it shows the better deal.
It shows the deal. Okay, so you're making the price tag in front of them. Okay, so Mrs. Jones, the great thing is that it's not over. And I smile. This is my hot sauce. I smile to say, this is going to be better than you think. Okay, Miss Faith, just so you know, the great thing is that it's not $4,000. Okay, keep going.
In fact, it doesn't even cost as much as Woodstock prices up.
And I would say about $3,000. Instead of saying all these numbers, it's just easier to say $3,000.
$3,000.
So I'll start over. Ready? The great thing is that it's not over $4,000, Miss Riley. Matter of fact, it's not even as much as that Woodstock set, which goes for $3,000. You guys ready? Go ahead.
The Homemaker Plus 8 set is only
$1,273. Stop. I did not stutter. The Homemaker Plus 8 is only $1,273. How you like that? Catch me outside. You like that? I just heard that video. It's obnoxious. $1,273. Stop for a second. Ready? The Homemaker Plus 8 is $1,273. How do you like that? Here's the cool thing. What did I say it was going to cost? Close to what? Yeah, that does cost $4,000 if we sold it in stores. One more time, dramatic. But we don't sell it to Williams-Sonoma because they would charge $4,000 because Woodstock is $2,000 on sale. We'd have to be twice the quality, right? The whole key to our company is we don't sell in stores. It goes from New York, Olean, right to the home. Eliminate the upcross. Cool? That's $1,273. How cool is that? Some of your laptops cost more than that. Some of your purses cost more than that. Some of your books for school cost more than that. So ready? Watch this. If you can afford a purse or a laptop or books for school for $1,273, who can definitely afford $1,273? Yeah, every customer you see. How cool is that? It gets better. Keep going.
Paid in full, which includes
Say that sentence again. So the homemaker plus
homemaker plus 8 set is only $12.73 paid in full, which includes shipping. But most of our customers take advantage of our 5-month interest-free investment option, which is only
ready? $272 a month. How do you like that? $272. You can't even get your Publix grocery bill for less than $300 for a family. So, and by the way, how many of you have ever spent $272? You've saved up for something for under $300 and you bought it like PlayStation-ish or something like that, right? And you can afford that. Who can definitely afford this?
Nice.
Isn't that cool? Can you see why we sell that no matter what? If you don't cook at all, that's an easy set to get. Bertie, here's another great thing. If they have massive buyer's remorse, let's say both my daughters totaled the car. All right, I'm just making something up, right? Ready? If you have to go down, everything's cheaper than that. All these sets are cheaper than $12.73. The galley set is like $900. All the starter sets go from $300 to $600. It's less. Some of them are less than your PlayStations and Xboxes. How do you guys like that? So what am I trying to give you confidence in? That these prices are killer, and who can afford them? Everybody. Isn't that crazy? No, what might you be wondering? Well, a couple things. If it's $12.73, here's also another cool thing. If you do the math and you start thinking about it, is anyone starting to realize something here?
Yeah, you sell one set.
You sell one.
You sell one set, you're at a promotion. Just like that. And if you show it to the right people, guess what? They don't say, oh, no, I want to think about it, or I'll just get that one. Yeah. And that's 2 promotions in your first 1 or 2 appointments. Like Michaela last week, her 2 appointments, $3,000. And it wasn't a big deal. It was this and that. That was it. It was a customer that said, oh, I don't cook much, but that's that's a great value. I'll get that. The other one was, oh, I love it. Oh, you get the steak knives? Oh, I want the steak knives. And then there's $3,000. There's 2 promotions. She's not even 2 hours on the job Friday night. Cool? Okay. Let's talk about this for a second. That's $12.73. How many of you are thinking, well, if that's $4,000, oh my gosh, what the hell do those cost? Raise your hand if you thought that. Yeah, that's got to be like 10 grand. That's like a deck. Okay, ready? In a way, this is just like me to you. I've been working with the company for 22 years, and we give this massive discount because we don't sell in stores. I think the company should sell it for $4,000. We would sell it because I believe it's worth it. But we make it a third, a quarter of the cost. Ready? This one right here. Check this out. Now, do you think people like it with the table or the steak knives? Which one? Most people get the steak knives. Miss Josie, what's the on the signature steak? You have that? Actually, I have it. I'm sorry. Here, signature with steak. You ready? It's $21.75, and I'll give you all these numbers in just a second. And the payment plan is only $463. Okay. And then the complete set with the steak knives is $29.29. I'll give you all these numbers in just a bit. I just want you to see this. It's $623 a month. So what do you notice? Yeah, even this one. And then if they don't want to get the steak knives, they can also do it with the table knives. It's even cheaper. Watch this. This one's $19.14. Okay. And this one is $26.29. This is the homemaker. This is the signature. This is the complete steak knives or table knives. So what do you notice? Ready? If you look at the prices, even of the table knives, a homemaker, a signature, complete, it's the same price. Ready? You guys have been to Apple before? And Apple's always empty because they don't do any business, right? You ever seen an empty Apple? No. You guys know what a MacBook Pro is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what that costs? Same prices. This is a 13-inch MacBook Pro. That's that one. This is a 15-inch MacBook Pro. This is a 17-inch MacBook Pro. How many of you have friends your age that have one of these computers? Yeah. So they could afford a homemaker signature complete. How cool is that? So what am I trying to give you confidence in? The price and the product, of course. The product you already know. The price. So far, so good? Okay, good. And ready? And it gets better one more time. You ready? Because we hook them up. If you thought that was already a good deal, how many of you thought it was 4,000? Yeah, or close. Watch this. This is the last part, and this really makes it a sweet deal for the customer. Yeah, we'll go buy now bonus.
Okay. Buy now bonus. We have a bonus where if you buy now, I can give you a matching kitchen tool set, entertainer pack, or super shears for free.
Ready? So if they get the homemaker for free, they can choose between the scissors, the kitchen tools, or the gadgets. So how do you think? And how often will customers use these? Yeah. So we hook it up. Isn't that cool? Now all the parts after that, where it says show accessories page and which one would you prefer, then turn back to the homemaker page. Cross out those lines because that's also too much. Looks like this. Just right after where it says you can get your free stuff. All you say is, Mrs. Jones, if you buy it today, you get, so Miss Faith, if you buy it today, you can pick your 6-piece kitchen tool set, the super shears, or the accessories, the gadgets for free. Okay, and the last thing you say, Mrs. Jones, and this is where you ask for the order. Mrs. Jones, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you. Would you like to go ahead and try your homemaker set today and get your free stuff? You can fill in the blank, free stuff. Mrs. Jones, I wouldn't be doing my job today if I didn't ask you. Would you like to try our homemaker set today and get your free stuff? And then ready, it says be completely quiet, smile, and wait for an answer. So I want you to put a little smiley face there to remind you to do this. Mrs. Jones, I wouldn't be doing my job today if I didn't ask you. Ms. Riley, would you like to go ahead and get this, try this set today and get the free stuff? Okay, I don't care what she says. I care that you shut up and let her answer. Because you already know the answer. There's only 2 answers she can tell you. What? Yes or no. But you already know how to handle that. Guys, if she gives you her number, do you celebrate? You act like no one gives you the number? No, you act like you get it all the time, like you're confident. So the same thing here. If she says yes, it says congratulations. Everyone follow along. Hold on. I want to make sure you guys aren't lost. This is important. You got it? You need help? Okay. Mark Anthony, what happens if I say yes? Oh, honey, yeah, we'll take it.
If yes, congratulations.
No, you don't say that if yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Congratulations. You're going to love your Cutco. Before I write that up, let me show you our 2 sets that come with the steak knife.
So which sets are we going to try and show them?
The signature.
Yeah, I want you to put right after that, a little arrow. So let me show you our 2 sets that come with the steak knives. And I quote, but first, let me check in with my office. But first, let me check in with my office. That's like the BMW saying, let me talk to my manager. But first, let me check in with my office. Right after they say yes. Mrs. Jones, congratulations. You're going to love your Cutco. Before I write that up, let me show you our 2 sets that come with the steak knives. But first, Miss Gabby, let me check in with my office. And you don't say, let me check in because I'm trying to work you a deal. You don't say, let me try to call the office so I can get you to buy something bigger. You just say, I'm going to call my office to what? Read it.
Check in.
Check in. Right? And then when you check in, I'll tell you tomorrow what you say to Luke to let him know what he's dealing with and whether we're trying to upgrade or discount. So far, so good. Any questions so far? Pretty straightforward, right? Now, what happens if they say no? Well, see all this right here? It says after they decide which set, and then coffee, flatware, after you show accessories page. Like, I want you to cross those out. You don't need all that. So I'll show you right here. Okay. That so far? Okay, before we go to break, I want to show you what happens if they say no. You already know. Okay, what's the first thing we say if they say no? Do we act high pressure? Okay, no problem. So right where it says if no or unsure, it doesn't have it. I want you to write down an OK NP right there. Right here. Okay, no problem. Okay, no problem. And let's continue to read it. So if I say no to you, Mark Anthony, say, oh, honey, no, we can't afford it.
Okay.
Oh, it's too expensive. What am I showing? I have what? Buyer's remorse or
You're looking for a bar.
yeah. Honey, right now is not a good time. It's too expensive. Remember, how many times do they have to say no anyway?
0 to 5.
Honey, no, we can't get that right now.
Okay, no problem. If you don't mind me asking, what is it about the homemaker you're unsure of?
And I want you to put at the end 2 arrows. I want you to put down price. What's the other one? Or too many options. Question mark, like this. Mrs. Jones? Okay, no problem. Just so I know, what was it about the homemaker you were unsure of? Was it too much for the price or too many options? Okay. If they say price, what are we gonna do? We're gonna try and what? Same thing. Oh, okay, Mrs. Jones, cool. Let me check you in my office here. Same thing. If it's price, you check in. If they say, oh, honey, that's just, like, your uncle and I, we wouldn't use all those knives. What do? You just go to the next galley set tomorrow. I'll teach you that tomorrow. So what are you noticing about the process of closing? First of all, what do you notice about the price? Yeah. Number 2, what else do you notice about the process of closing? Yeah, there's a lot of checking in, okay? Because we're either going to discount the set or we're going to give you a discount. Every time you call in, I'll teach you, we have code words because you're going to be right in front of the customer when you call us. You don't step out because that's shady. Miss Gabby, give me 1 second. That's weird, right? Versus, oh, Miss Gabby, let me check into my office real quick because I'm new. This is where I'm supposed to check in. And you're going to give Luke code words to let him know that either the customer said no and you're looking for a discount or deal, or the customer said yes, we're trying to show them a deal on these sets. You guys see that? Okay. You like this close so far? Okay. Let's do this. We'll go to break here. Most customers that don't have nice knives went to Walmart. You see that? So that's why you can't say the price to start the presentation. What do you have to build? Remember this? You have to build value before you give them $12.72. This whole time, how much did you think the homemaker was? Yeah, I didn't give you the price. How do you feel about $12.72? Yeah, you were like, damn, that's it? If I started with that, you wouldn't have felt the same way. What was I doing? Building the value. Okay. And here's what happens. We do the same thing. And at the end of the presentation, we talk about Wusthof, which is on sale, $1,999. We're twice as good. So what should the price be? Twice the price. In fact, we're not 4,000. And you even do what? Yeah, Mrs. Jones. And what are we doing? We're building the value, just like here. Okay. Mrs. Jones, the homemaker plus 8 is not even as much as Wusthof, which is I put down 3,000. The homemaker plus 8 is only how much? $12.73. And on sale, or I'm sorry, on the payment plan, it's $272 a month. Okay. I just want to show you how ridiculously cheap the homemaker is, that if a customer doesn't cook, they should get that. If they like to cook, they should get the signature. If they love to cook or want something nice in the fridge, on the counter, they should get that. If they're redoing their house or money isn't a thing, or they absolutely love to entertain, they should get a kitchen. Okay? Because look, if you break down $272 a month, it works out to about $70 a week. What is $70 a week to a mom and dad? Gas for the car, one car. Some of you spend $70 on a video game. What's Madden cost? 60, 70 bucks? Yeah, it's the same thing, okay? It works out to about $10 a day. Now, you might feel like a broke college student, but you don't act like that here. What's $10 a day to a mom and dad? Nothing. How many of you afford this every day? How many of you know people that don't have jobs, don't have money, but they find a way to eat out once a day? Is it the same amount of money? Yeah, so if you can afford it, broke college students, who can definitely afford $10 a day? Mac customers. Got it? Awesome. Nice job. Let's go to our next break here. Here's what I want to do. The last section, we're actually right on time. Nice job. This next section of training, we're going to talk about your customers. We're also going to talk to you how to schedule your appointments. And the last thing we do is we let you set up your first 5 appointments, and then you can head out of here. Then you'll go home tonight. And before you go out for the evening, you want to make sure you work on your assignment to get the phone numbers. Sounds fair? Okay. You guys are doing a really nice job. I appreciate your energy. I appreciate you working hard. But here's what I will say. This last part of training is the part where you make the money. So this is where I really want you to focus. So get stretched out, get yourself right, eat. It's 48 to 5:48. We'll come back at 458. Cool. Let's take 10. Thanks, everyone. Nice job.